Aloha. I'm Michaelle Edwards. I am the inventor of the YogAlign method of yoga, which is a fusion of natural yoga positions fused with self-guided body work. And I'm here today to talk about why YogAlign is all about working on posture rather than trying to get into poses. Now, we do use yoga poses or asana in YogAlign, but we make sure that they simulate how you actually use your body in real life. And one of the big pictures of this whole idea that I want to explain today is that we used to think the world was flat, and a lot of people didn't believe the world was round. And I think that there's a lot of misconception in the same way going with the human body. Like, we use terms like straighten your spine, flatten your back, but we also do things like try to lean over with our knees straight in yoga. And actually, this goes against the way we're actually designed to move. So the human body is not made of straight lines, and we're not stacked up on our bones. Our bones are actually strung. If these skeleton, if it didn't have these little metal pieces holding these bones together, the skeleton would fall on the floor. So I want to talk a little bit about why the human body is a tensegrity model. Let me see this. So this is a representation of the hip structure. Here's the leg bones and here's the hips. And ideally, when you walk, your hips should move like in a figure 8, like this. Well, if you're trying to keep your back flat and your knees straight, you wind up having to really tighten your abs to do that. In order to get your knees straight, as you lean over, your belly gets tighter. And if your belly is tight, then when you walk, you're not going to have that figure 8 movement of your hips, which means they could wear out, because then the head of the femur wouldn't rotate in the hip socket naturally and glide. So what we do in YogAlign is we make sure that we're not overriding these natural tensegrity forces. Let me see the other model here. So the human body is more like this structure, the dowels being the bones and these black things being the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles. So ideally, you should kind of float inside your body. And so the human spine is like a big dynamic rod, but it's also a spring. And so if you are holding any part of your body rigid and tight, it interferes with that ability for the spine to be a spring. For instance, if I hold these dowels tight and push on this, the whole structure is under tension. Whereas if I don't, then there's like a free feeling, kind of a floating. And that's what we do with the YogAlign method. Is we show you how to get rid of unnecessary tension in your body that you've put there from doing compartmentalized exercises, or from trying to hold your belly in, or just because we've all sat in chairs, which tends to shorten the front of the body. So we show you how to undo those tension patterns, and you get great posture. And when we have aligned posture, the joints work better. There's not a lot of pain or tension in the body, because you don't have parts of your body trying to do jobs that they're not designed to do. For instance, if the front of the body is short, the head goes forward, which means all the muscles back here are going to be strained and stretched out. And so you don't fix that by trying to shorten the body more in an effort to stretch out the tension in the back. So I'm going to show with Keenan here. Why don't you come in here? And I'm going to show why when you have back pain, stretching forward to stretch it out is actually going to put you in the position that caused it. So can you sit on the floor and flex your ankles, like you're going to do Paschimottanasana, and then just begin to lean forward. Take a breath in, exhale, lean forward. I was trying to touch his toes, and can you feel that stretch to your back, right? Mm-hmm. Now that stretch to your back, go ahead and come out of it. I don't want to leave him here long, because in the YogAlign method, we don't ask you to do that. We would have you Actually, go ahead and come up to standing. We would have you do more breathing exercises that would lengthen and lift your body and stretch the forces that have shortened and strengthen the ones in the back here. So if you do the one, Keenan, like this, the glider, where you're going to bend this right knee and then just bring your arms back like that in a V shape and point that toe. Now in this position, you can see here's the natural curves to his spine. He's strengthening his glute. He's strengthening his hamstring. He's connecting his arms to the back. His head is right on top here, and you can lean over a little more. And what this is going to do is create what's missing, which is the back muscles have atrophied and the front is shortened. Go ahead and come to standing. This is Keenan. I'm Michaelle Edwards. We have a lot more information for you on our YouTube channel and also in my book. I've spent over 20 years developing YogAlign, but also I spent 5 years writing a book about it, and there's also a movie with it. And you can order it on Amazon if you want. And but also stay tuned to our channel because we're going to have a lot more information about how to get aligned with great posture and never have to touch your toes to do it. Aloha. Hope to see you again.